Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So for intents purposes, we're still very much in this range. It's been going on for the last 2 weeks. We are middle of range at the moment, and the other thing is yesterday was a public holiday in the US, so I would suspect that the opening, the close of Friday would definitely be tested somewhere along the lines today, and then possibly a move to the upside. So why I say that is if you look at the lows here, you can see higher lows forming all along, solid top there around 35.523. Oscillators have come off their overbought territory. They are in a bullish territory, but look how close they're sort of coming to a crossover at the moment. So everything is pointing to a coiled up move to the upside. So a break of the structure here at 35,500 or 35,520 is definitely going to induce a fairly strong move to the upside. And why I say that is just, I'll get to the structure now, but there was the first move. Now it's consolidation. Now we kind of bouncing off forming a triangle here. So a break of that triangle gives us a move to 36,050. So I would say 3600 would be your first target, and then 3650 would be the next target. But obviously we need to break through the structure. So with all of that in mind, let's just see what trade entries are available. On the 3 hour, nothing really new. On our moving averages here, we've got a futures gap to the upside, but we've got a cash gap to the downside. Cash gap more often than not gets tested, so I suspect this area is going to get tested. So let's just see what we can find from a trading perspective. So firstly, this W bottom was formed and broken yesterday. So pay attention to that. That's 35,424. So that level is going to be fairly critical. If we can get above and test it and hold that test, then I expect that pattern to play out. And that pattern is pretty much a measured move along the lines of that. Chart's going to become very busy now, but always good to have your planning for the day. Look at the oscillators at the moment, indicating that we could pretty much be looking for a level fairly soon. So this is the first level. Then obviously I would say this gap here, you can see there's a small gap, and then there's this close from last week, and that is 35,363. So that is the first part that I would be looking for structure. But in saying that, look at the moving averages. We have crossed over and we're holding sort of the moving averages at the moment. We bounced off the 155. So this level is the next level to pay attention to. So this gap could stay open today, close some other time, but at the moment this is what could be defended, 35,424. So obviously there was some good sentiment coming out of Europe yesterday, which the DAX had a fairly good strong day. But the question is the US market going to follow? Ultimately, we're looking for this level to break 35,523. So with all of that together, what is the plan of action for me today? Three things in actual fact. First thing is see what happens here at 35,424. Yeah, that's the first thing we want to pay attention to. If that level can hold, so in other words, get above it and come back and test it, then there's definitely an opportunity to take a long, targeting 35,523 with a stop below the low of today. If that doesn't hold, there's another opportunity going to brew for a long here at 35,363, and that's also going to be targeting the top of the range, which is 35,523. If this level doesn't hold, then I suspect the trend line is the next one, and the trend line is developing fairly strongly. So if I extend that there, you'll see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts to, 5 tests of that trend line. So obviously I would expect price to come back, and that would give me a buying opportunity, and my stop level is going to be below this tail here. Just get it for you, and that will be 35,269. So go 35,267 or something like that. Just take 3 pips off the round number, because you'll probably find it'll come down to the round number, then just sort of float below it and then move to the upside. Anyway, that's kind of my view for the Dow at the moment. We've been on this range for a long time, so we're going to need some kind of a catalyst. But from what I can see, this is a rounding bottom inside a range. You can see low, lower low, lower low, higher low, higher low. What's next? Higher low. And then obviously a retest of this area. Once we break that, then we can start looking for these other upside targets. Okay, that's it for me on the Dow Jones. Definitely paying attention to this. Something is brewing, so we'll have to wait and see what that something is. If we start breaking these lows of last week to the downside, then all bets are off. Then we're going to have to start looking for a move lower down. Okay, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.